Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today is Market Watch Day. It is time to discuss, the Digimon trading card game market, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. Today we're going a little bit of a spicier route though, because today we're going to be talking about the ballers, the baller watch. We tried doing this, a little bit ago, and it was a cool thing. Some people really liked it. The one time I did the baller watch, the baller watch. When we're talking about being ballers, so figured we do it again today, have some fun with it, and see just how expensive it is to play the Digimon card game. If you're really trying to break the bank, this is the amount of money that you might need to do so. I think it's going to be a good time. So if you guys enjoy this, please let me know in the comments, like, subscribe, turn the notification on the smash potatoes. That way you know when all these amazing Digimon videos go live, and next time back to normal stuff. But I think it is good even for budget players to realize, wow, this one card could I could pay for a whole Digimon deck for the price of that one card, or even less than. And I think it's a really good observation, right? So we start here with Serial Omnimon. This one actually sees play with the Blitz Omnimon. It's the most expensive version of the card that's realistic, I believe, and $500 per copy. Let's say you're playing something like, I don't know, where are you? Ancient Greymon. You might want your Blitz Omnis for your Ancient Greymon deck. Now, me, I'm an Ancient Greymon fanatic. I play 4 Blitz Omnis in my Ancient Greymon deck. So I would need $2,000. Plus, I would need the 4 of this. And the rest of the Red Hybrids deck, if you're playing Ancient Greymon, isn't that expensive, but the fact that you're already getting price capped to the Serial Omnimon is already pretty crazy. On top of that, maybe you don't want to do Ancient Greymon. That's okay. You still got to do Emperor Greymon. And Takuya is a really good card for any version of Emperor Greymon you're playing. Like the new one, for instance, in 2.0. And yeah, you might want 4 copies of this card. Well, there's $500 right there. Now, you might not play 4 copies of the Serial Omnimon to do that, but just to give you perspective, Red Hybrid decks, max rarity, really expensive stuff. And yes, we did start with Omnimon, as per tradition, because there it is. He's right there. Beelstar decks are crazy. Don't forget that there are 2 lottery cards in this deck. This one and the Beelstar X. Between the lottery cards that you need to play playsets of, or not even playsets, but the quantities you need, you might be anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 in lottery cards alone. Then you have Violet in Boots, which you need 4 copies of in Beelstar now, and that's $35 a pop. So all of a sudden, there's $140 and all that. But it gets even better, because if you look at... sorry, that's not that. I need EX8. If you look at EX8, or EX7, Digimon Liberator, they're doing all this foil stuff, right? So you need your foil screw shots and your foil triangular chaoses, and it's just absolutely crazy. So yeah, Beelstar, inexpensive rogue deck to play for sure. Magna X, yeah. If you're playing a Magna X deck and you're playing 4 Magna X decks at today's prices, be prepared to drop, $3,500 on a playset? If you want 3, okay, but it's not as consistent, and that's just bananas. That to me, I wouldn't do that. This is when I stopped getting out of max rarity yellow vaccine stuff, because this was just ludicrous, and it was ludicrous back when it was $500. This is just bananas. Crimson Mode Ace. Let's say that you're a Gallantmon enjoyer, right? You're gonna need 4 copies. I mean, not 4 copies, like 2 or 3 copies of Crimson Mode Ace. That's a pretty penny. Not to mention, EX08's coming out, right? And you have not 1, but 2 secret rares in your Gallantmon line in that set. And odds are they will have lottery card printings because they're secret rares. They probably will. At least one of them will. And then that's going to crank up the price of the deck even more. Pretty crazy stuff, Gallantmon cards. Not to mention, you also have the lottery card, Guilmon. This one, right? Where are you? I don't know where it is. Guilmon. I'll find it. This one. That's expensive too, right? So, playing your rogue Gallantmon deck for fun is actually a really pretty penny. Let's say you wanted to play Black War Greymon, a deck that some would say isn't even in the meta anymore. $400 a pop. It's expensive. I mentioned this one because it's not super common. People like to sprinkle it around here and there, but I have an enthusiastic, special person at my locals that just for me will build Black War Grey Dorbic Ragna every format, and will always beat me with it every format. And it's a very, very terrifying experience. If you want to do that max rarity, well, you need 2 of these. That's $800 right there. That's gross. Gross stuff, I tell you. Insane. So we're on the yellow land a little bit with ShineGreymon, right? If you're playing ShineGreymon, odds are you want 4 copies of this. At minimum 3. But at minimum of 3, you're also going at freaking $1,000, right? Not to mention, if you're playing the promos, those will add money to your bank account as well. Or, sorry, take away money from your bank account. But then, what's your top end, right? Are you doing Tribumon Ace in the deck as well? That's also a lottery card. It's also going to be more expensive. It'll be $2,000 in lottery cards in no time plus. But maybe you're doing ShineGrey Burst Mode Ace top end. And you want to max ready that out. Maybe 1 or 2 copies. $454 per. And that's not going anywhere, right? Or maybe you want to be a little more reasonable, and I actually think this is the better option in the deck. Ruin Mode Alt Art. Luckily, it's $50, and that's, I think, reasonable. I think that if you're going to play ShineGreymon Max Rarity, or like Yellow Vaccine Max Rarity, I do think that this is better than Burst Mode Ace. But we are in the ShineGreymon section, and if you want to play ShineGreymon, well, let me tell you, they're all in Ultimate Cup Prizing now. All the good cards you need are in Ultimate Cup Prizing. Except for Marcus. Marcus kind of just lives by himself in BT12 Alt Art, and it's money. You need 4 copies of it, $120. But yeah, and this will only get crazier and crazier, simply because it's so many cards, right? Look when it comes up at some point. Look at it, right? We don't even $1,000. Burst mode, regular burst mode. You don't even know. It's the champion card, right? So max rarity ShineGreymon, bananas. Bananas, 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 bananas. Don't even think about it, man. Don't even think about it right now. Wait till the prizing is done, being distributed, then go in for it and maybe a better time. But it's just crazy right now. Fenrir, very popular deck right now, will continue to be popular with the scrambles. And you might want 3 copies of this. There you go. There's $690 for you right there. Very great. And give Kazuchimon at $25 each, I think, right now. So that's 3-4 copies of that. And then everything else is not too bad, I guess, in comparison. Lucemon is like $28. I guess there's that. So yeah, you know, max rarity Lucemon might run you over 1,000, but barely. That's really nice, I guess, compared to all the other stuff we've seen so far. So if you want a budget max rarity deck that's good for nationals, Lucemon might be your pick, I guess. Lucemon, expensive deck. Now, some people don't play Satan mode in their deck at all, so you can choose to omit this card. But you will want 3 or 4 copies of this, and that's $62 a pop right now, or more if you're playing Near Mint. Not to mention, you have 4 Lucemon Alt Art cards, I believe, from EX07, or not EX07, 2.0, and they're all $30 a pop, Alt Art each, basically. And you'll want copies of those cards too. So, like Lucemon, as we know, very expensive deck if you're max rating it. For fun deck, not sure that it's worth it. Imperial. Paladin mode Ace, just on its own real quick, a staple you might play. And if you want just one of this for your staple binder or whatever, $550. $550 for your max rarity staple. But talking about Imperial for a second, you might play 2 or 3 copies of Fire Mode Ace. There's $300 a pop right there. Or for Near Mint, $400 a pop. That's crazy. You might play BT16 Imperial Dragon Mode. Might. Probably. Yeah. That's up there. 166 per. Might play a few copies of that as well. So, like, Imperial, max rarity, and expensive deck. Expensive. It's up there. Especially if you're playing the Paladin mode Ace. I guess you don't really need it for that, but it will get up there. Over $1,000 for sure. You still got max rarity Imperialdramons at 60 apiece. That's pretty crazy. And, you know, other cards are pre-release stamps, and, you know, it's money. Maybe not as crazy as Magna X anymore, but, like, still crazy expensive to build max rarity. Mirage. This deck is surprisingly really budget for a max rarity deck. I thought about doing it, because you have the lottery card, right? You play 3 copies of it, it's $130 each. That's fine. That's whatever. But, like, even the other guy, it's like, where is he? $16? $17? That's nothing for that card. For 4 copies each, it's pretty good. Now, you might play Hexablaw, a couple copies of Hexablaw in your deck. $40 each. Yeah, a little bit expensive, but like compared to everything else, really affordable. Like it would cost me what it was it like $600-ish to max Rarity this deck, $700 USD. Reasonable, and this deck's good. This deck will top nationals. This Mirage stuff, it will top at nationals. Hexabile too will find a way to top at nationals for sure. Absolutely. If you want to play Protoform, a max Rarity, $60 a pop. Have fun. If you want to play Digimon Emperor, if you want to play that for your nationals, for your meta calls or whatever, just a nice generic staple, $30 a pop. It's expensive. If you want to do Purple Hybrid Max Rarity, need 4 of these. That's $240 roughly. You need 3 of these. That's $130 roughly. So like there you go. There's $370 roughly right there in Purple Hybrid stuff. Depending on what top end you play, might go up from there, right? Mervamon, you might play Mervamon in it. Might. All-type Mervamon's a 25 piece. Maybe you do Ruin Mode. Maybe do other things. Max Rarity Purple Hybrid, you know, it feels expensive because it's the most expensive card like in 2.0 right now, non-lottery. But like compared to everything else, unless I'm missing something, it's not as bad as everything else on the list, which is really cool. And this will definitely see play at nationals, so like prepare to see it, right? Something else you might want to be thinking about is the LordKnightmon stuff, right? LordKnightmon Ace here with a very nice alternate art here lottery card at $120 per. Not everyone plays it though. Some people just play LordKnightmon X. They do. Some people don't even play this card at all. So Max Rarity LordKnightmon X is actually not that bad of a deck. It just depends on what you do with your top end. Really, like this is the alt art. It's down to just $38. It's not bad at all. And the deck is good. I think it hasn't been getting the credit it's due because its topping performance has not been up to snuff compared to other things. But like, if you don't expect this deck and you don't play test for this deck might come at you at nationals and just mess you up for real. Moving on to the loop. We don't have to deal with this yet, but $40 a pop on Kazuhamons here. You're playing Ruin modes for sure, so another $50 for that. You know, so $200, $160. And I'm gonna be real with you. I think that before 2.5 comes out and all that, this will be even more expensive. I think look, if you have some to sell right now, like you'll make money on it, and that's a nice thing. But I think it will go even higher at some point. It's up to you. I don't know how high higher is. As you can see here, 40, 40, 40, 41, and then $9.99. It might not get reasonably much higher than this, but I think it will. So it's up to you if you feel like waiting it out. But like sell it now for big money, I think is okay. But yeah, you have this. You have the green plugin that you gotta play. And then other cards too, right? Like you have other stuff going on. What is this? Hello? I don't know what that is. Anyway, there you go. There's some green cards for you right there. And lastly, Lucemon. Now, I'm not going to say who did it, but someone messaged me. I actually got a few messages about this particular content creator today. That's kind of weird. I don't know where it all came from. Someone mentioned that they believe the BT16 Ukomon alt art is not this as max rarity. No, it is this one. Now, you can have the argument on what art you like better. I do think this art is pretty baller. I do. It's also a lot more reasonable to get this card. But, like, what is more max rarity? What is harder to get? What is a more sought-after version of the card? Is it the guy you can pull a dime a dozen in a case? A BT16, like maybe 1 or 2 copies in a case? Or the regional champion stamp that will barely exist and will actually be a hard card to get and would be a flex. It would be more of a flex to play this than that. You know, if I'm going to nationals and some guy rolls up with a deck with 4 of this Ukomon in it, I'm going to poop my pants a little bit. It's not going to be a good time. It's going to be actually quite smelly and gross. So that's the impact of the regional champion stamp card like this has, right? Yeah. And some people might say, but Mario, this is unattainable. You can't just get 4 copies. Yes, you can. I almost did until I decided, no thank you. It's possible. And the facts don't care about your feelings, to be honest. Yeah, this is a good alt art to play, absolutely, but it is not max rarity. Do not miss words and do not misunderstand me. This is the max rarity version of the card, and it's $200 a pop. to round out this version of Baller Market Watch. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I guess I'll see you later. Bye!